Hi, I'm Sherry McGill, and you're watching Lessons Learned. Welcome back to Finish It Friday. Wow, lots of things this week I was involved in. Had lots of little projects going on, big projects. There's more projects. I gotta get organized so I can get some of this stuff done. Otherwise, all winter long, I'm gonna be running quilts through the free motion quilting on the machine over there. I'll break my neck. Okay, so this week, let's get to it. Well, we have our new block for the week coming up, and I'm asking you to do a floral multi. So find some sort of floral that has a light background and maybe 2 or 3 of the colors that you have in your other blocks, or it could be colors you haven't used yet. So just think multi-floral. And if you're using a white background and you don't really want to do a white background floral, then go for a white on white, like an off-white or cream even. Or you could go dark depending on how the rest of your blocks look. So we're getting down to, trying to get the whole thing coordinated together so that it's all matching somewhat in the end with our 9 blocks. So just kind of, look and see what you have, look and see what you've already done, and start trying to get it to come together. Because we only have 2 more blocks, so these next 3 blocks, including this one, we're going to have to be flexible and not be so concrete on the color necessarily, but I will be giving you a color or some sort of direction on those last couple of blocks. And like I mentioned last week, if you're using yellow centers or some other color centers besides gray like I am, then you do a gray or charcoal floral, something in your stash type of thing. So okay, that's what it is. Block number 7, multi-floral. Now, the reason why my video is so late getting out today is because of this block. I finished this block completely right before I was getting ready to film my video for today, and I realized I hadn't snowballed my corners of my center. So what do you do about that? Well, I'm going to show you, and I made a little video of how I fixed it. Isn't this a beautiful block? Block number 7. We're using a light background multi-floral, but there's only one thing wrong. I forgot to snowball my middle, my center. So what am I going to do now? I got to get these little 1.5 inch blocks on these corners now. Am I going to have to disassemble my entire block to fix that? Should I just start completely over? Well, neither one of those options are something that I want to do. So I am going to rip from about here to here to here on all of these edges and insert these in here. You might say, well, I think I'm just gonna undo this whole 2 thing and take this out and then put together this to this and this to this, but I'm just not willing to do that. So let's it pains me to wrinkle this up, but because I've already starched it and everything, but we're gonna try some things here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and gingerly kind of pull my seam apart so that I don't catch my material in with the ripper, because it will make a hole there. So that's what I'm going to do, and we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. Okay, so that was in no way, shape, or form fun in any sense of the word, but I accomplished it. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit, loose threads, open my seams and press them and see what it looks like. Alright, so just goes to show that you don't really have to disassemble or ditch your whole entire block just to fix one mistake that you made. It may have been slightly less intense to fix had I just, unsewed these two seams, dealt with this, and then put it back. But as it was, I just had to resew here and here, which made it a little tight to be able to get in and put those little squares on, but it worked out. It took about 20 minutes. So whatever you would prefer doing when something like that happens dead square in the middle of a block, whatever you think you can do. But it just goes to show you don't have to throw it in the corner and never look at it again. Just get in there and fix it, because you've already got this much invested in it. So it's worth the 20 minutes to, even though it's not fun, to go on and fix it and move past it. So that's my advice to you. Okay, and then another couple of things that I did real quick, and I'm going to get to some of your all's pictures because I have plenty of those to share. Harriet's Journey. If you're following me on Instagram, I've been posting my blocks on there as I get finished with them. I did this one recently. I'm not sure if I showed you this one last week or not. I think I did. So I have 3 of these blocks done now. I just really like them. They're just as cute as they can be. They go together really well. I just take my time and just kind of fiddle and fool around with them and make them as perfect as I can. So I'm enjoying that. And I usually do those while I'm watching So Yeah on Tuesday and Saturday. And then you may have also seen on Instagram my block that I finished for the Designer Mystery Fat Quarter Shop. I have it here. And I think that turned out really well too. Now look at those stripes. It is important that they all go the same way, but evidently it's not as important that they match up where the seams are, because the Fat Quarter Shop put a picture inside their lovely box of it, and theirs aren't matched up either. So I'm not sweating it. I think it looks fine. Now on garment sewing, if you have a seam down the middle, down the middle, or across the bust or on the sides, and you're working with stripes, you've got to match those stripes. You just have to. It just looks wrong if you don't. But I'm assuming on crafty things, it's not always a necessity to match the stripes. See, they're the little white, if you focus in on the white stripe, it doesn't always go straight up and down with the one below it or to the side of it. It looks great. I'm okay with that. And then the placemats. I have one of the placemats completely done, and there were some changes on this. Here's this one. And please notice all my tiny quilting on there. I did a really small crosshatch, and that took quite a long time, and that's why I had to kind of put this project to the side to work on some other things, because it takes a little bit to do all of that. Look in the white areas of it. That takes a lot longer. See, I'm just using the side of that walking foot, and that makes about a 1/2 inch basket weave pattern on there. And then on the sides, I just did an up and down. On this part, I just did a few up and downs, not as close together. And then I also changed my backing, because I discovered that the backing that I was going to use, I didn't quite have enough. So I changed to this. Hopefully you can see that. And it does coordinate really good with the squares. The little flowers that are on here kind of remind me of cactus flowers. So I think it's okay. And I had enough of it to do the backing and the binding. And as a matter of fact, I have all my binding finished, folded, sewn, all that. I have all of my other ones sandwiched. Let me just run through them here right quick because I let you all pick the side piece. I just wanted to let you see how that turned out. I think it was right, but I will say that backing that I was going to use would have been perfect for these sides. It would have been perfect, but I'm not going to think about it anymore. This is what we got. Nobody's going to know the difference, that there might be a better fabric. And I think they're just probably going to turn out lovely. So there I have them all basted, ready to go, ready for binding as well. Just need to do all that quilting. And yeah, I'll get it sooner than later. I'm not going to put this project off. And I did a little research on placemats about, what's the right size or standard size for placemats. And of course, you go to the store and you kind of see a basic rectangle or sometimes a round one. And what I read said that, somewhere between 14 by 20 is the short and long range. Not that you'd make them 14 by 20, but somewhere in between there. And what you have to consider is the table that they're going on. So you need to have enough room for your plate and your utensils, your cup and saucer, your glass, whatever you're going to have on there, has to fit on this. So that's what you take into consideration. And the placemats should not touch each other on the table. So that gives supposedly the diner sufficient room for his utensils to eat his meal with. So I like these. This turned out really good. I have a really big table. I know you've probably seen it. I've shown some stuff on there before. But I have one of those real long farmhouse-like tables, although there's just two of us. But, if I ever did have company, I could pull these out. And I would have 6. I have 6 chairs, so 6 placemats. Okay. So, let's get to the pictures. And then at the end, I want to ask you a question about something. See if you can give me an idea on something. Okay, let's see. Get to the email. Okay. Dolores, she sent us pictures of her yellow block from last week. Let's see here. There it is. And pretty. It's kind of lily fabric. Really pretty. She said something about it. I wanted to read that. She says, the fabric is buttercups on a light blue background. Buttercups. Pretty. And then she sent another one, picture of her husband's quilt top. I'm assuming that's a one she made for him. Spark plugs. Yeah, here it is. That, you see the car fabric in there. There's a red car, you can see it real distinctly, several. And then every other block is spark plugs. And then the fronts of cars. But the spark plug, the little spark plug material was cute, I thought. That turned out real good. I'm still waiting for red cuddle for Mark's quilt. Oh, the bee, Save the Bees. I did get that fabric in just yesterday. And I wanted to get that together for you to show today too. But time is obviously not on my side today. Okay, thanks, Dolores. That's great. Anja from Holland, remember her? She's the one that did the giraffes. Well, she sent more giraffes and a pillow. And she says, I just finished my second giraffe quilt. I've enlarged the giraffe pattern with 140%. This is how it looks on her bed. Because my washing machine isn't so big, I made 2 quilts instead of one big one. I'm so pleased with it. For the new girlfriend of my second son, I made a cushion with a flower and butterflies. She was very happy with it. So that's interesting. Just make 2 quilts for your bed and put them both on there. I was thinking too that you could install some snaps or some ties on your quilts to hold them together for the top. I never would have thought of splitting a quilt in half because of washing machine constraints, but great idea. Okay, here's another one from Carol. Oh, this is our Carol that does the hand dyeing, and she sent some of her process to us and some of her work. She says, I sun painted yesterday. Sun painting is what she calls it, and thought I would send you some pics of the fabric. You just paint the fabric in the color or colors you would like, and then put it in the sun with something on top of the fabric. I gotta try that. You can put on leaves, any found objects, etc. It looks like she's used some metal grids with designs in them. There are no limits to what designs you can sun print. As the fabric dries, the area underneath the object that does not get any sun dries much lighter than the rest of the fabric. This time I used vinyl placemats I purchased for the sole purpose of sun printing. That's vinyl. I put the placemats side by side with the fabric so you can see the results. I painted for about 3 hours and have more than enough fabric for a king-size quilt. And she says you can find other videos on how to do this online. So those grids that she's got there are actually open work placemats. That's easy. So interesting. At the So Yeah retreat, Zach is going to be having a hand-dyed fabric class. So along with what Anja's doing here, or Carol's doing here, and that class, maybe I'll feel confident enough to do something. Okay, Karen. Her first quilt. Oh, it just warms my heart. Let me show you a picture of it. Look, it's dolphins, or is it whales? She says, I finished the baby quilt for my coworker's shower. I went with simple 6-inch blocks. Their theme is whales, and I found some Whaley Loved by Eliza Todd on Etsy. The binding was my least favorite part, but here's some pictures. We all wrestle with binding. Yeah, that turned out so cute. And look, she even put some blocks on the back. It turned out great, Karen. You've got a wonderful future ahead of you with quilting. You really do. You've got a knack for it. She even did her quilting in the basket weave kind of design. So good. Alright, thanks Karen. Great job. Gift for, this is Giselle. Gift for my sister who is hosting a family reunion. Watermelon placemats with napkins, hot pads, coasters, and a few other things that aren't shown. All in this theme here. Look at that watermelon theme. Makes my mouth water. Cute. Those are easy projects, right? And what a great gift. She's going to love that. I'm sure she has it by now. And that's going to be perfect for her event. Ernest sent us some more of his things. says the first quilt is one he made about 2 years ago for his cousin. And this was kind of when he was new to quilting, and he just went to Joann's and bought a bunch of fat quarters. Didn't even know what a fat quarter really was, but cut them into triangles and sewed them together into half square triangles. And let's see. So he made it like a turn-out quilt and tied it. I think they call those an inside-out quilt. And then he tied it. And he even mitered the borders. Excuse me. The darker version uses Kaif's 2021 Hot Spring collection. Did simple quilting on that one and sent it to a friend. It's about the same size. So they were like... see, it looks like it was supposed to be a 4x6 block, and he did 5x6 blocks. So yeah, he did 2 of those in the heart pattern, and then the one with the black borders, the one he did for his cousin. So as usual, we enjoy your work, Ernest. Thank you for sending those in. I always get comments about them. People enjoy your quilts, Ernest. So keep on quilting, people. And then the other thing I wanted to ask you is when I go to the retreat, I would like to have something that I could share with my fellow retreaters. Some sort of little thing that I could make that would travel easy to share. You know, just something from me personally to share, and also something for something like that. I don't know that something handmade from me would be something that they would like, but yeah, if y'all have any ideas, just throw them out there. I thought of pin cushions or coasters or card holders or something like that, but I don't know. I just want something that's not going to take forever, because I don't have forever to make, or even something I could buy. So just throw some ideas my way so that I can be thinking about it. All right, so have a great weekend. Sew a little bit every day if you can. It's good for you. All right, we'll see you on Monday. Bye.